Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Okay, the efforts continue here as we go along. Today is another big delivery day for the folks out in Greene County and Cocke County from us. Sometime this afternoon, Food City will be delivering a truckload of water. I'm going to get into that in a second. And this morning, after I finish recording this, I am driving out to meet Diane to take her a boatload of solar generators and solar panels. So we will get that going. Diane's been working diligently to find needy people for the generators, as in people with medical conditions that need them. We were talking about that a bit yesterday. Rest assured, we're not just giving these to somebody who wants to charge their cell phone or watch TV. This is for medical reasons that we're doing it. So that will be me and Mrs. P's road trip here shortly. As for the water, Food City is donating it because we made such a large purchase. They're going to take that out to Greene County today because Greene County, a lot of it still does not have water turned on. I want to give you this. After Helene, 1.8 million people were on municipal water, and a lot of that still hasn't been turned back on, okay? I mean, pipes burst, pipes were just completely washed away. The houses are gone, whoever. And so these people need to have water. Fortunately for us, we got everything to community organizations because still the people are lacking in resources from FEMA. I want to show you something real quick. This was a video posted by a sheriff in North Carolina. Listen to what he says about donations.
By now, everyone's heard about what's going on in the western part of Carolina, eastern Tennessee, Florida, Georgia. Donate. Please donate what you can. Try to find a nonprofit to donate to, a church, local PD. A lot of those are taking donations, sheriff's departments. I know my department is running a bunch of stuff to the western part of the state to help. Donate. But please do not donate to FEMA. They are hindering a lot of what people are trying to accomplish out in the western part of the state. FEMA doesn't understand that these Appalachian people are built differently. I am very familiar with them. They are not going to stand by idly and have government officials tell them what to do. FEMA's playing a game of FAFO because free men don't ask for permission. Again, please donate and help these people out. They need us now more than ever.
This isn't some YouTuber or Twitterati or something like that. This is a sheriff who's telling us not to donate to FEMA, to give it to community organizations, to churches, to the local PD, so it will get to the people. As he said in there, Appalachian people are built totally different. I will agree. Y'all know I'm not a native to this area, and obviously, you can tell by my accent, okay? But the determination of people in East Tennessee, in Western North Carolina, to get her done is just incredible. They don't count on anybody. You guys have probably seen the pictures of FEMA fumbling around trying to get to people, and the good old boys get out there and said, oh, here's a couple of flatbed trucks that are destroyed. Let's move these into the gorge and make a makeshift bridge out of them. You've probably seen the videos of the guys going up on horseback or with mule teams hauling supplies up. FEMA can't do that. I mean, it just doesn't work. There was a story I was reading this morning about a family in North Carolina who lost 11 family members. This guy and his wife lost his parents, his aunt and uncle, cousins, his great aunt and uncle, and they were still pushing on. this is the thing, and this is what we talk about so much, is we have to count on each other. Many, 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 many times you guys have asked me about how do I go about forming a mag. Now would be a good time to talk to people about it, especially if you live in some of these stricken areas, which is pretty much the entire Southeast. You know, hey, just bring up a conversation. If something like that happened to us, what do you think we should do? And see what they say. And if the person comes up and goes, oh, we just wait for FEMA and they'll come rescue us, great. You know they're a speed bump in a road. If somebody comes back and says, you know, I've been thinking about that too, you know, how would we all respond? You know, hopefully we'd have help come in. All right, well, what can we do now to make sure that we're not stricken? You know, again, the water situation. I mean, water's critical, guys. I mean, we all know the three minutes without air, 3 days without water, yada, yada, yada. Okay, 3 days without water. That's a tough pill to swallow when you're talking about people that are going, we haven't had power now in over 2 weeks. That could mean a lot of stuff doesn't work, okay? Use this situation wisely. What you learned from it. I mean, and, you know, like I said yesterday, okay, what we learned that the body ain't going to handle everything, again, within our limits. But start looking at these situations and go, what did these people put up with? How protected is my house vulnerable to a mudslide? Is my house vulnerable to flooding? What can I do to prevent it? Is there anything I can do to prevent it? Where am I going to go if there's a warning? I mean, these are all prepper ideas. Okay, if a hurricane's coming, where's my bug out location? If a tornado's coming, where am I going to go? If everything gets wiped out, what am I going to do after the storm passes? I mean, this is what a lot of people do not think about. The aftermath. Everybody's so concerned about getting through the event. What are you going to do after? There's a whole bunch of people all over the Southeast United States that are homeless right now. Their homes are gone. It's not like the insurance company comes up with a little magic wand and goes, ding, there's your house. You can imagine how long it's going to take to rebuild. People were scrambling immediately on Facebook Marketplace or wherever, trying to buy a trailer so they had some roof over their head. It's cold. It's 36 degrees here this morning, okay? We're only supposed to be in the 50s today. Sleeping outside ain't the greatest idea. Sure, there's shelters, but they're already starting to close those because they were in the high school gym or something and they need to reopen the high school. $750 from Kamala Harris pays for a hotel room for what? Maybe a week if you're staying in a Motel 6? Okay. What are your plans? Who can you go to? What's your escape route? Let's say your house isn't destroyed, but you have no power, you have no water, you have no food, you have no access. Okay. What are your plans? Do you have stuff put back? There's a whole lot of people that did up there that probably saved their lives. There's a whole lot of people that didn't, that counted on organizations and groups like we put together that fortunately they ate. Okay. There's a whole lot of people that had a whole lot of stuff put up that washed down the river too. That's a risk we take. Okay. But it's kind of like I've said on many other things that you guys ask me about. I mean, one you guys ask me about all the time is the EMP shield on my house. It's like, oh, is it any good? I'm like, I don't know. We've never been tested. We've never had an EMP. It's the same thing with putting stuff back. People say, oh, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Until you live through something like this. Oh, it washed down the river. See, it was a waste of money. Okay. I lost all that. Agreed. But my answer to everything has always been, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. If I have something put away, there's a 50% chance I keep it in a hurricane like this. If I have nothing put away, there's a 100% chance that when the storm's over, I got nothing still. Okay? Use the lessons learned from this, from everything you've seen, from how gracious you guys were, from all the ideas that you had to help them. Use those same ideas to help yourself. You know, you guys saw all the needs for coats, socks, scarves, gloves, etc., etc., etc. Ask yourself, do I have the coats, socks, scarves, gloves for myself? The food we bought, the water we bought, the power generation we got. I mean, the cleaning supplies I got. Do you guys have ample supplies of soap, toothpaste, Pine Sol, that sort of stuff to clean up in a disaster? Again, we use these things as a learning tool. We hope that after storms like this, a lot more people wake up and go, you know what? Putting stuff back is a good idea, because then they don't become so reliant on the donations. Because as phenomenal as the donations have been, it hurt a lot of people. I mean, I saw the checks. Some people were able to give very generously. The letters that I read, a lot of them touched me. I'm on Social Security. This is all I can donate. You know, every little bit helps. Yes, you're right. And as I read these, I'm looking, these are people that gave of themselves, that are going to suffer a little bit themselves. I told you the story about somebody, we were saving for our heating bill, but we're going to donate to this instead. I'll just put on a sweater. You hope that's always there to help, but it might not be. If the economy continues to get worse, it might not be. So just use what we saw this week as a learning exercise. Take a look and put yourself in, as you're reading these news articles or watching these videos or listening to these people, imagine that was you, and then act accordingly.